Nice.
Okay.
How's the weather down there today? Oh.
What are you guys doing? I mean, what's the deal here? What are you guys up to?
I'm playing video games. I don't know what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, Lenny's playing Titanfall. I just got off work and Cliff Jumper's lonely.
Oh,
I'm making models.
I'm picking a blister on my foot.
Oh, lovely.
nice. Okay.
Yeah. So, Pillbox, I just got to say one thing.
Uh-oh.
It just... The next time you want to say something is evidence for anything, make sure you read it first, because all you did was type in trigonometry star problems, and living in the state of California...
Okay, Captain, is that what we're doing here? We're continuing on from the other night? Or
I'm just saying the one thing, because I'm still talking about it because I find it absolutely hilarious.
Captain, we're talking about outer space and things that are not even conceivable by man's finest technological advices. But you said something interesting last night. You read the definition of species, and then I asked you a question, and you would not answer it.
Let me finish my point first. Don't tap dance away.
Listen, last night, if you want to keep talking about this trigonometry that you don't even understand, Captain, you don't even understand the trigonometry you're talking about. I'm sorry.
You know, I do understand because the answers are on page 4.
Nice. Yeah, page 4.
They were.
I think it's page 5, actually.
Pillbox, honestly, we know you're a Poe, man. Come on,
Dude,
stop it.
Dude, we're not live, dude.
No, stop it.
Trolling,
Now,
dude.
last night, I know. We want to talk about outer space and Star Wars, and let's do the trigonometry on an explosion so we can date ourselves and make us comfortable with our evolutionary belief system. I know.
This guy's good. This guy's so good.
Oh my gosh! All right. Let's go back to the species definition, Captain. You said a species is 2 types of animals.
Look at him. He's still doing it. He's still doing it. Pillbox.
Well, I'm just asking you a question. How come you won't answer the question, Captain?
Because,
why are you so upset about this?
Well, I haven't even finished making my... Lenny's all fucked up now. Okay, so again, Pillbox.
Yeah.
I said, hey, let me start off...
Dynamic.
I said, let me start off by saying something, okay? And I started saying that something, and immediately you changed the subject. So again, I'll go back.
We're continuing a conversation we had 2 days. Why are we continuing this conversation?
Well, hold on.
Heads up.
Well,
hey, you want to do that?
Well, hold on, Pillbox, because you're accusing me of continuing the conversation yet, but you're asking me about a question about something that was
Well, yes,
last night.
That was the end of the conversation, and you cut me off, and then you had to mute me, and then you ended the entire hangout. Yes, you ended the hangout. JD or you booted me, and that was it. So yeah.
That was JD.
I know JD was being a great moderator, attacking me as he moderates me and muting me. That was phenomenal.
So Pillbox, again, the links that you posted to me were from STAR testing, which is what the state of California used to evaluate their school system.
Right. How did they work? Pretty good.
So
it proves you're full of shit.
So
how did it work out? I mean, how's the school system working? How are they doing trigonometry? Are they doing a pretty good job?
Pillbox, what I'm assuming you did was you just typed in trigonometry star problems, and you got exactly that. You got trigonometry star problem. And without checking, you just sent the link, like 3 or 4 links.
Oh, man. Yeah, they all kept saying the same thing. Yeah, they all kept saying the same thing, man.
It was a test. The answers.
Yeah. How did the test go? What were the results, Captain?
The result was we are
not understand evolution correctly in the school system.
You are a Poe, sir. I'm convinced you are a Poe.
Lenny, Lenny, okay, that's fine. I understand you believe. Here's what I think, Lenny. I think you're possessed by demons.
Okay.
My demon's name is Brian.
I think you're possessed by demons, bro. I care about you and like you, but I think you're possessed by demons.
Really?
I think Captain's an okay dude. I take back some of the things I said about him, but you get too upset about things about talking about outer space and trigonometry that you don't understand.
Will beer get him out?
I don't understand it either. I'll be honest with you, but you certainly don't understand it either, Captain.
Okay, Pillbox.
Come on, you can stop pretending about this trigonometry stuff that doesn't prove anything. I'm sorry.
Pillbox. So let me ask you this, Pillbox. The links that you provided last night as evidence against trigonometry star problems in regards to measuring the supernova.
I was just sending whatever popped up. I was blind firing, just like atheists do.
Blind firing.
Oh, okay,
just like
blind firing.
I was just going to look at the atheists. So it doesn't prove me right. You're saying. You're saying it doesn't.
No, it proves either you're a Poe or B, you're an idiot. Because
Wait a minute, Lenny. Oh yeah, right. Lenny. Like when you sent me the link, Lenny, that admitted there's no evidence for what you believe in. It admitted that there's no evidence for allele frequencies, just like that link you sent me, Lenny. Then you admitted you didn't read it.
I admit that you don't know how to read things.
Well, you don't read anything either. So I'm basically doing exactly what Lenny does.
You're right. I'm a Poe. I'm
trying
a
to do what
fake Christian. I'm a fake Christian. You're right.
I'm trying to do what the atheists do. I want to be on the same level as atheists. I want to just blind shoot links out there that I've never read.
That's what you were doing.
That's what you were doing.
That's what
it
was.
You
got us. Wow.
Honestly, I thought the whole show was a comedy hour. I honestly was just shooting the shit with you. I thought it was a good joke until the end when you guys got upset. So I thought it was like just a big let's have fun.
We weren't getting upset. You were just failing to address the argument.
Well, Captain, I asked you. You said a species. Can you please give us the definition of species again, Captain?
Okay, but hold on. We still haven't finished addressing this trigonometry thing.
All right. No. Okay. Take all the time.
Has he, Lenny? Has he addressed this trigonometry thing as just him being full of shit?
He's a Poe, man. There's no doubt. There is no doubt.
Honestly, you are a Poe.
I no, dude. Seriously, like, be a grown person. We won't fucking tell anybody. We won't.
Seriously, it can be between us.
I mean, I don't understand. I do something that's funny that we can laugh at, and you're telling me I'm a Poe because I sent some link about these kids testing the fact that they can't distance the stars or something. I mean.
You don't even know what you sent. Wow.
I know, just like the atheists. I know. I don't. I admit. I just started sending stuff like, "What's wrong with this? Does this prove anything?" Because that's what the atheists do. Doesn't that work for me?
So that's how he backpedals. That's how he backpedals.
I thought that worked, Captain. That's what the atheists do. I thought that worked.
You're a fake. Shut
Lenny, don't be so upset.
He's really so upset. He's a fake idiot.
Right now.
Listen, gentlemen, I've given you guys dozens of links over the last 3 months. Why is this one the only one we can talk about? What about the last 3 months?
Well, because
wait, hold on. The last 3 months.
Come on. Well, I mean, it is what it is. I apologize that I tried to be like an atheist. I don't know what to say. I guess if I was trying to make a joke,
honestly, you're probably not an atheist, but you're definitely a Poe. I think you are a theistic Poe.
I'm trying to have a good time with you guys. You guys are always so upset. I just want to chill out. I'm not trying to.
I'm laughing my ass off right now.
Kind of upset.
I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. I'm not trying to change anybody's mind.
Look at Heike's smile. Look at
her
that
smile, man. Come on.
Look at that smile.
She's a beautiful person.
Hi, Heike. Hi, Heike.
Beautiful human being. I'll be right back.
Turns out, if you turn her camera on without her knowing, she gets really upset.
Really?
What?
Don't do it. She'll kill you.
Honestly, Pillbox is a Poe, right? Are we all unanimous in this?
I am 100% about that. Pillbox is a fucking fake. There's no doubt about it in my mind. And I applaud him. I give him the big bravo. I really do. To keep it up this hard and for this long.
Yeah.
A fake Sunday?
That boy is trollololin. Let me tell you.
Yeah, he is definitely trollololin.
Yeah, I don't have much doubt about him being maybe a Christian or something like that, but I don't think he's a fundy.
No, he's not a fundy. No one can maintain that level of just. Oh, and the only links he's given to us in the past is a chimpanzee fucks a pig.
I forgot about the pig thing.
Right?
No.
Nope. The things that happened, things that happened.
A chimpanzee fucks a pig.
Are we fucking live?
Yeah.
Shh. As soon as he came in the door, went live.
And I think that's the only. Oh, and plus the quote mine from you.
That's right. The quote mine thing. It was God, I can never remember that guy's name.
Stephen J. Gould.
Stephen J. Gould.
Yeah.
Quote mined Stephen Jay Gould from an article where Stephen Jay Gould was crying about being quote mined, which is just Poe behavior. I mean, it's so good. He's
He
like
quote mine the quote mine.
Yeah. He's sending signals like I'm a Poe, and then there's a star thing, which is just like.
Honestly, the star testing. Come on, Pillbox. Profound.
It's almost It's almost like the child who sort of wants to get. Oh, sorry, no, not the child. The criminal that wants to get caught. They keep making these deliberate mistakes.
Here, Pillbox. I'm sorry, Pillbox. You're not trying to be like an atheist. You're not trying to be funny. It looks as if you're trying to be serious. But if you know what? If that's your reasoning for posting, oh, here's proof against evolution. Here's a chimp fucks a chimpanzee. Or I'm sorry, a pig fucks a chimp. Here's a star high school trigonometry test with the answers on page 4 that somehow disproves how the star.
So we got the answers on page 4, right, Captain? We got the answers, right? So we know what the test results were. Are they able to trigonometry? Does that work to distance the sun in your mind?
You tell me, Pillbox. You're the Poe.
Yes. Yes,
It doesn't-
works to distance the sun. Yes, the sun is very close, so it works to distance the sun. Yes. Okay.
What?
So can we agree on that? When are you going to read? When can I get say the definition again, Captain? When can you give me the definition you gave us the other night?
Wednesday. You have it on Wednesday.
Wednesday? Okay. Not a problem, gentlemen. Let me know when you're ready to read that definition, Captain, and then you can hit me up, okay?
Well, you know, it's funny because I actually talked to somebody about that this morning, natural biologist.
Oh, you're changing your mind.
No, I didn't.
Wait a minute. All I'm asking you to do, Captain, is read the definition you read last night. Unless you're going to tell me you don't agree with it anymore.
No, I never said I didn't agree with it.
Okay, then why can't you just read the definition, buddy?
Well, because I had to turn to the page.
Oh, okay. I'll wait.
Okay.
I'll wait.
Okay. Are you waiting?
Yeah, you wait.
Take your time,
Yeah.
bro.
Oh, okay. So let me just get to the point. Okay, Pillbox. Let's see here. Populations potentially capable of interbreeding and following by a interbreeding. That's what the smoking gun that you're looking for. Interbreeding, yes.
No. Can you please read the definition from start to finish, please, from very beginning, like you did last night?
Pillbox. But I know what it is you're going to say. You're going to talk about interbreeding, right?
I want you to just read it from the very beginning so that everybody can just hear you.
I really don't care to hear this because it sounds a bit fucking boring.
Lenny, please leave the room. Please, if you're going to be a whining bitch, go somewhere else. I don't care,
Lenny.
Lenny.
Oh, boy.
Sweetheart.
Oh, boy.
Find something
Look
to
at
do,
you
Lenny.
go.
Oh, man. Lenny.
Come on, sugar tits. Let's have this out. Come on.
Go, Lenny, go.
Can we get the definition?
Yeah, you're sorry, little cunt
Okay,
ass
I guess-
crying on
I
because
guess
no
we
one
get
fucking
no
likes you.
definition.
Listen to you.
Okay.
Like you got a pair of balls. Oh my god. I could play Xbox and whoop your ass, faggot. Shut your ass up.
Okay. All right, no definition. Okay.
No, I'm waiting for. I'm going to let Lenny have his say. Let me get the definition for you.
Okay, just send me an invite when you find it. Take your time.
No, I got it. Here, don't run away. But see,
Run away like a fucking coward again. Look at that.
did he dip out?
Oh, look at that.
Oh, did he dip out? Oh, what a dick.
Well, get it ready, and I'll stick another invite in.
Okay, well,
What happened?
it's here. He wanted me to read Species, and then he started being a dick to Lenny. And whenever someone's addicted to Lenny, I'm not going to get in the way of Lenny's wrath.
Yeah.
I don't want to get in the way of Lenny's wrath. That shit deserves to be directed at the right source.
Let's sit here and listen to his bullshit. Come on now. I'm a man.
Yeah. Anyways, I have the definition.
Yeah, baby.
Well, see, here's a.
And re-invited him.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. He brought up a horse and a donkey being able to interbreed, even though they're not the same species. However, they're incapable of producing fertile young based on the chromosomes. And I spoke to a real biologist by the name of Fifi, and she explained to me, you know what? There are cases where if there is enough similarities with the chromosomes or whatever, biology speak, that you can have interbreeding. You can make a hybrid. However, the hybrids are...
Yeah, they're
Oh,
sterile.
loud. Yeah, loud. Loud. Static.
What's happening?
Yeah, this is what Pillbox sounds like to us. Noise.
This is what he sounds like in his native language.
Yeah.
From the planet Punt.
This is normal, right? Hey, go ahead and unmute me real quick, Dennis. Go ahead and mute me. Go ahead and mute me. Don't worry about it. I'll be right back.
What's that noise?
Holy shit! All right, here.
It sounds like someone walking around, you know, like where someone spilled beer and then they try walking on it. It's like a.
It sounds like he's broadcasting live from his dryer.
Something like that.
Oh man. So go ahead, Heike.
Oh no, I was just saying yes. So they're usually sterile.
Yeah. So Pillbox is. So I asked a biologist named Fifi, and she went into detail as to how different species can interbreed. Although the offspring is never fertile, you can use ligers as an example. Mules are another example. So yeah, the fact that you can have hybridization doesn't really disprove evolution at all, but Pillbox somehow thinks it does. But when I asked the same question to someone who claims to be a biologist but doesn't know anything about biology, let's just call him Blueberry, Dick Blueberry, he gave me sort of a non-answer by saying, oh, well, they're the same, it doesn't matter what species they are, they're the same kind of animal. And I'm like, well, wait a sec, that doesn't make sense at all. So, yeah, he didn't really give me a scientific answer. He said it was actually a dumb question, asking how two different species can interbreed, even though, you know, they are different species. So, yeah, it was about what I expected from someone who isn't a biologist, who was asked a question like that.
Well, it's like the whole dog thing. You know, the modern dogs. Modern dogs are made by humans, by selective breeding. Has nothing to do with the whole evolutionary tree.
Yeah.
The big picture. And that's
Yeah.
what they don't understand, that they're using something that we interfered in compared to what Mother Nature would do under pressure.
Yeah.
Which is the adaptation.
Yeah, and I guess it has to...
Effectively, they're islands, aren't they? Separate islands. That every home is an island because generally they don't let their dogs breed with other dogs locally.
Yeah, and apparently it has to do with the chromosomes, I guess. And if they share... how did she put it? Because I know Pillbox is going to jump in with some nonsense, so I'm trying to make it Pillbox proof. That's possible. Apparently,
there's junk information out there no matter what you bring up.
He'll bring up, like, I don't know, solar something. He'll bring up photosynthesis or something for some reason. But no, apparently the horse and the donkey are close enough related so that they can interbreed. They just can't produce fertile offspring. It has to do with the chromosomes.
It's like a tiger and a lion.
Yeah. So, but one of the definitions of a species is animals can interbreed. So Pillbox is saying, oh, see, look at that. That these two different species can interbreed, therefore they're the same species, is what his argument is. So, again, I went to the biologist. It did raise a bit of a question, but Fiona did elaborate. She said that a species needs to be able to, you know, obviously produce offspring and then produce offspring, I guess. Actually, let me read it. And I know what Pillbox is going to say. He's going to bring in his thermodynamics for some reason that are completely irrelevant to the topic. But
talk about thermodynamics when it comes to the cosmological argument. They don't. It's stupid.
It is. Well, he
it's not a closed system.
Or an isolated
apples
system.
And oranges. He's talking about two totally different.
Well, he confuses entropy.
Of physics.
Yeah, entropy has a couple different meanings. One of which is to lead to like decay. And, of course, in physics, entropy means something entirely different. Just like theory, and even the word gravity, it's like, oh, man, the gravity of the situation earlier in that hangout between Richard Raspberry and Fiona and Lenitar, you know, there's a lot of gravity to that.
It was heavy, man. It was heavy.
Yeah.
Heavy, yeah.
Great, heavy. What's up with the future? Is everything heavy?
Well, I mean, I don't
Like
even
it.
like discussing evolution because there really is no dispute. It's been backed by factual stuff for such a long time now. I mean,
It
the only
has been.
people that dispute it are people that are really illiterate when it comes to science.
Right. So, anyways, let me find what Fifi said.
Well, there's two. Actually, there's two. They're either illiterate or they're just ignorant.
Willfully
You know,
ignorant.
they
yeah.
willfully, exactly. It can't
So,
be true because they don't want it to be true.
I'd rather not believe it because I'd rather not.
yeah, hold on. Let me find what the biologist said here. I'll be
Any
doing
high school
science.
biology class would get you through it pretty easily, unless you slept through it.
Yeah. Well, anyways, but so yes, a species needs to be able to. Let's see her. There's her science speech. Oh, here, and I'll leave this for Pillbox here because I know Pillbox can understand all of it. Here you go, Pillbox. Here you go, Pillbox. There you go.
Okay. Great work, Captain. Excellent work.
So you can read that, okay?
Excellent work, Captain.
There's some numbers in there. Numbers
Nice,
higher than
good.
3. I hope you're okay with that.
Fascinating.
Higher than potato.
Fascinating. It's fascinating.
It's here. Okay. No, hold on, Pillbox. You're making a lot of noise here, bud.
Okay, yeah. Do you have that definition you were going to read yet, or what?
Well, I'm going to tell you what Fiona said because she's a biologist. A species is defined as
I
individual.
definitely don't care what Fiona said. I'm interested if you're going to read the definition or not. If you're going to cower away and not read it, that's fine.
Alan, chill, baby. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Why do you act so negative all the time? It's such
Because it's
so
easy.
sad. I don't understand. Why do you think that's my name? I don't. Why do you guys keep saying that?
I've never said it. I call you Pillbox.
Thank you. Okay, Cap. Well, Cap, I really need you to just read the definition again. That's all I'm asking. I'm not saying any of the stuff that you're saying pertains to anything what I'm going to say.
Okay,
I just want you to read the definition.
Okay, so Pillbox, I've already gone over what it is you're getting to. So if you're going to talk about interbreeding, so I've already discussed that while you've been doing.
I didn't want to talk about. I didn't want to talk about interbreeding at all. I wanted you to read the definition again, Captain.
Okay. But if you bring up interbreeding, that's all you got right now.
Also, it's to point out this is not your fucking hangout. You know what I mean? Like.
I don't give. I don't give a shit, Len. You invited me. You should have invited me. If you don't want to partake and play friendly, if you just want to be an asshole all the time, don't invite me, Lenny.
Well, I invited you.
Yeah, Cliff Jumper invited you.
Hey, if you want to go, we can just go right back to laughing at you.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can't read a definition. You guys can't even read a definition. You might as well just blow me out of the airlock.
If you
definition?
I have it right here. If you'd shut up.
Read the definition.
Yeah.
He won't shut
I've
up.
been waiting now for about 10 minutes. I just want you to read the definition, bro.
It's like he doesn't know how to be quiet.
He doesn't.
You see what you're doing now? Stop doing that, and everything should be fine.
Okay. Species, appearance, kind, common attributes, and designated by a common name. A logical division of a genus or more comprehensive class. Immediately below the genus or subgenus comprising related organisms by populations potentially capable of interbreeding. And being designed by a binomial and that consists of the name of a genus followed by a Latin or Latinized upcapitalization noun or adjective, and it just goes on to more of that. So,
Right.
And that's right.
I'm not talking about the interbreeding. That's a good. I'm glad. Thank you for reading the definition. My question is, did you say it was a kind at the beginning, like a synonym is kind?
Yes.
Sounds like that's exactly what the Bible says kind is. I mean, I'm just saying it agrees perfectly with the Bible.
And this is where Pillbox has shot himself in the foot.
That sounds like it even says kind. Sorry, it even says kind, buddy.
Okay, so Pillbox.
No, I think I put in my. I appreciate it. No, it's been fun, man. If you guys want to boot me out of the airlock now, please do. I just want to thank you guys for inviting me.
So
Thank you guys.
Okay, so now Pillbox.
First.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
Pillbox.
Kind.
Pillbox.
Kind. That's what it's a. You just admitted to me it's a kind, bro. Man, that's awesome. Thank you.
What a fucking man child!
Yes. So no, okay, so you just made things.
Serious. Alan, get out of here. Stop. No way.
Yeah.
Come on.
You know, everyone else is calling you Alan, so I'm going to call you Alan. I'm going to call you Alan.
The kitty's pal. Look at this guy.
Heike, do you want to say something to that?
Wasn't there another reference to kind in the Bible, which was completely different to this?
Sorry, I'm ordering a pizza.
Oh, what kind of pizza are you? Okay, so hold on, Pillbox, you do understand now that.
So you guys admit species as a kind now. You're all admitting species as a kind. Oh, but it said that in so the definition is wrong. So now they're saying the definition is wrong, though. Okay, thank you.
I got this.
Awesome. Thank you, gentlemen.
Shut your ass up.
All right, so Pillbox.
Thank you, Lenny. Thanks for doing it. Thanks, guys.
You better not leave. He's gonna leave. Fucking douche. Before he gets eviscerated.
Look at him.
He's gonna dip out before I get to eviscerate him. Okay, Pillbox.
I love you. Go ahead and say whatever you need to say. Go ahead and say what you want to say, Captain.
Okay, well, I'm just going to mute you because there's a lot of noise coming from your end. Okay, Pillbox, I'm just muting you because there's a lot of staticky noise coming from your end. That's all. So,
Playing shitbag.
okay, so Pillbox has officially agreed here on Cliffhanger's channel that a species is a kind, and, you know, Ken Ham and the other idiots of his ilk kept saying, oh, well, a kind is actually the more closely related to the family level, or the genus. Is it the family or the genus? Someone smart. The genus. Okay, so now we've gone from species being
right, so now you're admitting right, so a species is a kind, right, so you never said that before, so now when somebody says kind, you critique them, now you're saying it means species. Why would you critique people saying you shouldn't use the word kind if now you agree with us, saying that a kind is a species? You just defeated your entire worldview.
Oh, God, you shut up. Wow, here, Cliffy,
Yep.
Cliff Jumper.
Yep.
Feel free to use the mute button whenever you want.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry, okay, I got this shit handled. Don't worry about that shit.
Yeah, so we've gone from a kind, and you know what? Here, I'll go. Oh,
there he goes.
Yep. I was just about ready to roll my sleeves up and really go to fucking town on this guy. I want to mirror this shit. So.
You're quite welcome.
Thank you. Holy crap. So I have no problem with accepting the biblical version of kind if it actually indeed means species. That just makes things categorically worse for them to prove Noah's Ark. I mean, because that just means...
Is it just me? Did he just do that?
Yeah, he just did that. He just did that.
This is why I say he's a Poe, man.
He's a Poe!
He's gotta be, right? I mean, he's gotta be.
Yeah.
What did he do?
So... Yeah, okay, so Pillbox, I read the definition for species, and it says kind as a synonym. And he said, oh, wait a sec, kind. You know, the Bible says that, you know, there are kinds of animals. So that proves that the Bible literally means that a species is a kind, not what Ken Ham and friends try to pander off as the genus level. So, yeah, he just shot himself in the foot. He just made Noah's Ark that much harder for his idiocy to prove.
And by extension, the flood.
And the flood. There we go. Thank you, Pillbox. Thank you for proving yet again that you are a Poe.
Yep. Oh.
La 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 la.
With you guys, it's like 3 for 3.
I'm telling you.
No, honestly.
Trolling. They hate it.
So I know he's going to run. He's going to run off and say otherwise. But honestly, Lenny, how many times have we defeated this guy now?
I don't know, 12, 8.
Yeah. Yeah, and every time he knows that he's lost something, he pulls the Oh, well, I was just playing with you guys. I knew I was really sending you high school trigonometry tests with the answers on page 4.
I was just doing what you guys do. That's what I'm doing.
I'm shooting at the hip.
Holy crap. Thank you, Pillbox. Thank you, but you know what's sad is that he'll run off to someone and be like, oh, dude, yeah, they just admitted that there's a kind, a species means a kind.
I love that man, I swear to God.
Oh, shit.
I want Pillbox to make love to me, I really do.
Yeah. Pillbox, sweetheart.
Oh, Alan.
Baby.
Talk dirty to me. Look at that.
Talk dirty to me, Pillbox. Oh man. He's so fucking stupid. I'm sorry, he's just so fucking dumb.
I will say, like, I think he's your Jason Burns.
You know what? Every good hero needs a villain.
Wow.
He is the Joker to my Batman. I mean, it is. He really is. He is like the anti-me. He really is. And Leno, you're right. You have your Jason Burns. Oh. I have my Pillbox.
You have Pillbox. Look at that.
Our YouTube experience. I mean, fuck. We can just quit right now. We're done.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
And the cool thing is, we had 5 viewers watching as well. Hello, viewers.
Hey, look at that!
Somehow it's going to be Harry Alexander. Harry Alexander tracks us down like fucking stink on shit.
He joins Hangouts and occupies slots, but doesn't say anything. I'd be fine with it if he said something.
Oh, you know what? We got him to say something on the Awesome Crew Show. Remember that?
That's right. One time we did get him to do it. To be fair, we did.
Who are we talking about, sorry?
Harry Alexander.
Harry Alexander.
We got some conversation out of that motherfucker.
Yeah, we did. And he's actually a younger sounding guy. Like I had no idea what kind of person he would be by looking at that picture of his. Same thing with JD, with what's his name, Morgan Freeman. I always thought that he'd be like an old guy, but turns out he's just like a younger guy like us. It's funny as shit. I enjoy that.
We're not young, dude. We're old. I'm almost 30. You are 30.
Yeah, I am.
Oh.
So that was Pillbox.
Oh, I'm 40 and don't ask the other person here.
Heike's what, 26, 27?
She's going to love you now.
If I were to see her come up to me, I'd card her.
All right, no talking behind my back.
No,
nothing
but great things.
So you run off Pill again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, were you not catching it? He basically just undid everything Ken Ham's been doing for what? How long has it been? 20 years now?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I didn't manage that one.
Yeah, a kind and a species, same thing.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought it?
On Pillbox completely destroys the Ken Ham model of biblical classifications.
A lot of words, a lot of letters there. There's a lot of letters in that. I probably won't read it now.
No, I just posted a fundamentally flawed, so Mr. Cliff Jumper can get some notoriety here for hosting this hangout. And guess what? I liked this video.
I liked it.
Not because of myself or Heike, but for Cliff Jumper and it's all for you.
It's all for you, Cliff.
Thank you.
He deserves all the accolades. He's a certified aristocrat.
Yes,
Absolutely.
sir.
Good point. I need to get my picture sorted as well.
One of the unsung heroes.
And for the record, Pillbox, you were defeated again while I was picking my toe.
No.
Literally, I've been sitting here. I got this blister on my foot. See, from jogging. Yeah. See. So, Pillbox, you were defeated again while one of us was playing Titanfall.
No.
One was ordering a pizza. The other one was
making models.
Looking at models.
Yeah, building models, and the other one picking his toe. Congratulations, you fail at life. Just saying.
FYI.
Not trying defined.
and in this hangout, not a single fuck was given.
Oh.
Oh man.
But see, I did. We did the whole thing with Richard Raspberry today, as some of you guys will know, and we all felt pretty good about it, and we hope everything works out. With that, we genuinely hope things come out good with that.
Yeah.
And I needed to eviscerate somebody after that, just because I can't be too nice on the internet, otherwise I'll lose my reputation.
Yeah.
Fuck you! Where you going, bitch? Come here, I'll kill you. No shit, you're gonna kill me. Fuck, he killed me.
You should have said that about 10 minutes ago when Pillbox left.
Oh, he's gone!
Oh! You almost came back. You almost came back.
For another round.
Is he trying to come back?
I hope so.
He popped in and he popped back out.
Come on, Pillbox.
Well, he knows the way, obviously.
Just follow the breadcrumbs, Pillbox. Pillbox. Seriously.
You ever made love to a full-grown man? No, of course you haven't.
Twice. Hey, he's back!
Hey, welcome back, Pillbox.
Is he gonna stay in?
No. So, Pillbox, how do you feel, buddy? I know that your aspirations are to start your own creation museum. How does it feel to single-handedly, as a fundamentalist, destroy the Ken Ham model of biblical evolution or classification? How does it feel to be the one who objects to Ken Ham, saying, no, a kind isn't the genus level, it's a species level? How do you feel?
I don't know that. I didn't know that Ken Ham agreed with atheists. I didn't know that. So
wow.
He's got a problem.
Wow. Yeah. Here, for that, Pillbox, you get the...
But why don't you guys agree with atheists?
Here,
Hey,
Pillbox. Pillbox.
Hey, gentlemen. Do you guys still believe that a species is a kind? I just want to make sure before I post this, because I really want to make sure you agree that a species is also a kind.
Well, I think you were the one that was making that.
Yeah.
Oh, so a species is not a kind. So now you're taking it back already? I knew it. I knew you guys were just pretending.
Oh, you knew. You did know.
You knew.
I knew you guys were pretending.
Oh, man.
I thought you guys were meaning finally that a species is a kind. Now you're taking it back?
Oh, come on. Stop it, you old fruit.
Seriously. Here, Pillbox.
Are you serious? Man, I almost didn't post that. I was going to post finally. Captain Awesome admits the species
is that wriggling I hear? Is that wriggling?
I have a Tinkerbell 10K marathon medal just for you, Pillbox, for your accomplishment today on this beautiful day of April the 20-something. That you, as a fundamentalist,
admitted a species as a kind. Yes, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. What else could I ask for? This has been the greatest Easter ever.
Single-handedly destroyed the creation model all on his own, without any help from a book.
I feel bad for you guys.
He needed help from the definition. Went through dictionary. Yeah.
The species is a kind. Thank you once again, gentlemen. I appreciate
you. The guy
you.
who sits there in sunglasses like that does not get to tell me he feels bad for me. He just does not.
I'm
telling you what's happening. You got fucking tortoise walking around his back garden.
Well,
hey, Chris, how you doing?
Hey, Christopher, how's it going, man?
It goes well. What's going on, gang?
Hey, Chris.
Hey, we just found out that the atheists agree that a species is a kind, but now they're trying to take it back, so I'm a little flustered.
We're not trying to take it back.
No.
Lenny did, and the other guy did. Are you not, Captain? You're going to stand true to it?
Look, if you're going to put words in my mouth, I don't know. I don't have a sex joke for that just yet.
You don't even know what you're talking about, Lenny. That's why you don't have
something I'd like to
Yeah, Lenny, there's something else you can put in his mouth. That's right.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. You do it.
Oh,
good job.
Hey, guys, what's up?
Hey, Natester.
Hey.
So, Pillbox has just destroyed the
Ken Ham creation model. A guy who has
creation
money
model.
than he does.
Evolutionists, once again, that's what's so sad. These evolutionists destroy themselves. They make it too easy for them.
So,
These guys just said a species is a kind, Chris. Atheists for my entire life always say, no, that kind is an improper term. It's species. Kind is not proper. Kind is wrong. Kind doesn't work. And now Captain Osimo is saying kind is a species.
Well, are you saying kind is the same thing as a species? Just for clarity.
Man. No, Captain Osimo is.
Okay, in the dictionary it says that kind is synonymous. It's a synonym, essentially.
Very good, Captain.
Why is that a problem for the evolution model, and why is it not you shitting all over the creation one?
Yeah. Seriously? Yeah, so you do realize, again, Pillbox, you do realize that Ken Ham's definition of kind is that on the genus level of taxification, right?
I don't know. Why is Ken Ham the authority on everything with you? I don't pay attention to Ken Ham.
Because he makes a lot of money shitting bullshit and you don't.
I have nothing to do with Ken Ham. He's not me. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I have nothing to do with Ken Ham. I don't know.
Ken Ham's much more attractive than you.
He is. Well, hold on. I'll disagree on that one.
No. Come on, I'd let Ken Ham.
No, I love him skinny and pasty, bro. I'm sorry. I don't like him old and hairy. I love skinny pasty.
Ken looks like an ape. Let's be real.
Ken Ham looks like an evil Lincoln.
He does, evil Lincoln.
Or Dr. Zaius from Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, Dr. Zaius.
Yeah, Dr. Zaius.
Dr. Zaius.
Very good. Very good.
We'll
So MG. So all right, let me bust your chops, like I like to do. So you're saying that Ken Ham is being used as an authority over you. Now, why are you holding Captain Osimo as an authority over other atheists that don't use the word kind? Like, so the fact that Captain Awesome said kind was synonymous to species, let's accept that as a fact for the sake of discussion. How does that impact the way that I use language, which is different from Captain Awesome?
That's what I'm saying, is that 90% of the atheists say that a kind is not a species, and they constantly argue with creationists. Captain Osimo is just helping me out and agreeing with my worldview that a species is an atheist, and I'm just bringing that forward.
Where did you get the statistic from, 90%? Did you do some research?
That's actually a made-up statistic. I'm saying the vast majority, I've met recently, Danny, the vast majority of atheists, it might even be 99%.
Off the top of your head.
Here, hold on, Christopher Pillbox. Shh. Indoor boy. So Christopher, I'm sure you know who Ken Ham is and who his biblical model of creation. Where, if you remember during the Bill Nye debate, he defined what a kind was, and this helps the creationists limit down the amount of animals that actually had to be on the ark had it happened. So, if you were to reduce things down on the genus level, which they have rebranded as kind, it's easier for them to have less animals on the ark, therefore it makes it more, quote-unquote, plausible, or, what's the word?
It makes so shitty.
Yeah, not so shitty. So, Pillbox wanted me to read what the Webster's Dictionary, I'm using this one, you can see it's pretty old. Mm-hmm. He asked me to read the definition for a species, and it said, kind, as a synonym. So Pillbox is now triumphing over that, saying, ha ha ha, I've got you, atheists. You've admitted that a kind is the same as a species. Now, I
have something to say about that real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I'm going to direct it at MG. So MG, this is a problem, and it's not it's not that you are a problem, but the exact thing that Captain Awesome described to me is a crosstalk between people who use technical definitions of terms and people who use colloquial definitions of terms. And I don't mean to make that sound condescending, but it really is the difference between people who are experts in the field and have a very specific meaning to a certain term as compared to people that are lay people about the topics that these experts are, using the same word to mean something a little bit different. And the most common case is theory, right? Theory means it's something very specific to me as a scientist. But there are still people that say it's just a theory, because colloquially, theory is like equivalent to guess. Funnily enough, I have a similar example. Several years ago, there was an airplane that crash-landed at Heathrow Airport. And the reason why it crashed is because there was a blockage in the fuel pipe, effectively. So the engines ran out of power and it crash-landed just short of the runway. And one of the first reports that came out was that it was power loss. And so the newspapers over the next day or two, the next few days, were saying about electricity and power, power, power. You know, the lights went off and all that kind of stuff. They kind of made stuff up because they'd heard the phrase power loss. And of course, you know, when you're in your car and you're giving giving it more power, you're not giving it more electricity. It's an engineer would talk power loss in terms of thrust, but he wouldn't be talking about electricity because that's a phrase that people would use.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, but about what he's saying about Ken Ham, I don't really follow Ken Ham. I'm a Ron Wyatt follower as far as who I believe is my source of information. So you'd have to attack Ron Wyatt.
Well, be that
as Chris can help you out with the spelling. I mean.
Be that as it may, that's a good point. You know,
so
we can leave Ken Ham aside. Well, hold on one second. Let me finish my thought. That was just a preamble. So leaving Ken Ham aside, you gave Captain Awesome a task that was an exercise in colloquial definitions of species and kind, and that is contrasted by people who are experts in the field using species in a much more technical definition, meaning, you know, evolution to the point where people can't, or where organisms cannot reproduce between each other, only within each other. Right, and not within each other as in like asexual, as in, you know, in that population that has branched off, that population of species can no longer procreate with this population of species which they branched from, right? So there are more technical, savvy, and nuanced definitions for what speciation is, or what a species is, and almost never do scientists use words like kind, unless they're saying, please don't use words like kind.
Okay, and I think you're absolutely right, Christopher. My main point was that Captain Osimo had now asserted that kind was species, agreeing with my point of view. Now before I'm done, hold on, give me 1 second. I know that, sorry that I'm jumping. I know you guys are a little bit pissed off, but you got to hear me out say this. Last night, or whenever that night was, I was with Captain Osimo, and he was giving me the example of the definition of species. He clearly said, obviously an example, that if they're interbreedable. So I brought up horses and zebras, and I said, well, if horses and zebras can breed, are you saying they are the same species? Technically, by that terminology that he used, yes, they are. They are the same. But my point is that there are many different versions of the word species. There's many different definitions, and you are proving that, Christopher, by explaining that many scientists in different fields are going to use it for different meanings. And that just proves that I think kind can be used the same way as well. Kinds can be separated almost the exact same way species can, in a certain way, because of course the word species is a newer word compared to the word or general term of kind. So that's what scientists had to use, obviously, thousands of years ago. But now my point about the horses and why I always bring them up is sometimes they can have a 20 chromosome difference and still only make horses. If you guys want to look it up, it's when horses mate with zebras. They can have a huge swing of chromosomes, but they always stay horse-like animals. They're always horses or zebras. So I'm just saying that it's very obvious by scientific definition that these animals are only going to bring forth after their kind, even if the chromosomes change. So I just think it helps my worldview.
So MG, I guess my response to that would be something that you and I had covered a little bit earlier, which has to do with anomalies, right? So if we're looking at a bell curve, when we look at the tails, the 10% of one end and the 10% of the other tail, and what's left is the middle 80%. When people are using a term, experts in the field, in a technical way 80% of the time, but sometimes, or let's forget about terms, let's talk about the idea of speciation, right? The concept of speciation as defined by organisms evolving from common ancestors in such a way that they can't interbreed anymore. That is a pretty technical definition, but there are, of course, exceptions to the rule, or what are perceived exceptions to the rule, like what you brought up. Now, Captain Awesome has something in the chat section. A horse has 64 chromosomes, a donkey has 62. It's always an even number because it occurs in gamete donors, right? So one parent provides 32, the other provides 31, because sex cells are haploid. Now you have a total of 63 chromosomes. No matter how you slice it, you can't match 63 chromosomes into pairs. You always have one left over, because horses and donkeys are closely related. The 63 chromosomes cover everything needed. In other words, there's overlap between the 63 necessary chromosomes such that that extra chromosome doesn't interfere with replication, including the unpaired one. A species is defined as individuals able to breed and produce fertile offspring.
Yeah, that I got from Fiona earlier when I was asking her about pillboxes.
That's actually a really great link. I don't have anything to dispute about that link, gentlemen. There's also information about zebras only having 32 chromosomes and still being functional.
So pillbox.
We're talking about almost double the amount, or you know what I mean? We're talking about close to double the amount of chromosomes, and you have the same animal. It's
all right, so pillbox.
Wait a minute, hold on, Captain. And my point is, these other animals that have too many changes can no longer breed with the other kinds. They have lost the ability to breed, so that is creating a problem. They're not going to go anywhere now. They're not going to be able to breed. Even if they breed within themselves, they're going to have more genetic problems because they're interbreeding now, and they already had a bottleneck, so they're going to die off.
Pillbox, you just said that you didn't have a problem with anything that was just read off, so then what point are you trying to make?
You're telling me the number of chromosomes. Yes, I agree with the number of chromosomes, and it shows they're having problems. It shows they're eventually going to become infertile. That's what they admit to.
But you again, addressing the issue with kinds and all that, and how can they be the same if they're different species? How can they interbreed? And I posted that link. That's from the biologist. And if you have no problem with what the biologist says, then
terminologies, Captain, you're proving that there's multiple meanings for the word species and kind. Yes, I agree.
That wasn't your point, though, Pillbox. Your point was, oh, look, these two different species can interbreed. That means that they're different species. That disproves.
Captain, they're the same kind of animal, horses and zebras.
But you just said that.
The definition said as well. The definition agrees.
Okay, but a zebra is a different species. I'm sorry. Let's go. A donkey is a different species than a horse. They're two different species, so they're not the same kind of animal.
Well, they are, except that the donkey has lost too much of the original DNA, so it is falling off the map, and it's not as successful as horses.
But you just changed your.
Can I address something super meta here? So this again, I'm going to address this to you, MG. You feel pretty comfortable in your position, and you have a response for a lot of the pushback that's being directed your way. Now, none of us, I don't think anyone on this panel, is studying the exact biology to the point where we can talk about nested hierarchies and stuff like that. At least I can. Maybe if somebody on the panel can, they can address this. But since we're not. The people that are pushing back are mentioning information that is widely accepted by experts. And I understand that you disagree with it. Are you trying to say that your disagreement as a non-biologist, not being trained in the scientific method, is on par with the vast majority of experts? That's a genuine question, MG.
You're muted right now.
I didn't do it.
I would say that most of what you're saying is true. These people in the field that are hired and paid for by these organizations are only going to allow people of that field and belief system to be hired and paid for. So it's a catch 44 or 33. They're automatically only going to hire
22.
I'm just saying, Berkeley's only going to promote people that are involved with evolution.
Hold on a second. He said catch 44 because he was still thinking about 22, pairs of chromosomes. So he was talking, catch 22 of female and catch 22 of male, and that would make a catch 44 of something that can't interbreed.
All right.
Very good. Very good, Christopher.
So yeah, so that I've said this during our talk. That kind of sounds conspiratorial, right? You just went from an evidence-based argument to this is where I think the motivation is for the data that is produced argument.
Right. Well, the reason I believe this very strongly though is because there's many evolutionary paleontologists that have come forward and kind of agreed with a lot of what I'm saying. Not all of them.
Many, what's many mean?
I mean, you can go on.
Thousands.
Okay, there's a site called. Okay, I'll even give you the. I'll give you the non-creationist. I'll give you the atheist site to find the sources. It's talk origins, and all you got to do is look up quote mine and talk origins, and that's not a Christian site. They are attacking Christians, but they still have many from scientists saying that this doesn't work, and they had to admit to it, even though they're explaining how exactly they are stated, because of course they're trying to say that they were taken out of context, so they give you them within the context, and it shows that there's a big separation between what they're paid to find and what they actually find. And that's evidence for evolution. They don't have any, index fossils that actually matter. If there's animals living today, the index fossil is irrelevant. If we have coelacanth living today, it doesn't matter that we had coelacanth in a piece of rock, and we knew because it was a coelacanth, it's 250 million years old. That doesn't work, if we have the animal alive today.
So is science folly?
I'm sorry, what was the question, Christopher?
Is science folly? Is it just chasing ethers? Because you can't trust anything that comes from...
I think in the scientific field they have no other choice because they are so rooted to a worldview that is dependent on evolution, so they have to find ways to justify it. It's their worldview. Everything they've spent on all their time, money, effort, their psychological investment for all these years in these colleges that promote evolution is evolution and the automatic acceptance of it. And they don't research it. When people put papers in front of their face, they go, oh yeah, it proves evolution. Great, perfect. They don't even know what they're dealing with either, and there is no evidence because we've gone over all the objective evidence. And you're telling me when something loses the ability to breed, Captain Awesemo, that's showing how evolution works.
Dude, you chill out.
Holy crap! Mile a minute. Pillbox, can you direct your attention to the chat, please? Okay, so what I did was I brought up the taxonomic classifications of both a horse and a donkey. All right. So if you've gone on to say you've taken on my definition or the synonym for species, which is kind. That's great. Thank you for destroying the Ken Ham model. But you turned around and said at the same point, or at the same time, that a horse and a donkey are the same kind of animal. So I'm showing you here that the top one is a donkey, the bottom one is the horse. They're not the same species of animal. They're not the same kind, but you just said they were. Right. Elaborate, please.
Right, because humans don't think they are, and they give them a different classification convinces you. I'm sorry that doesn't convince me. You believe in humanitarianism as far as this view is concerned. It has nothing to do with reality. Humanist views do not change reality. If you believe in evolution, it doesn't mean evolution is true. So what is part of your belief?
So a horse...
The fossil record. See, wait a minute. Like layers of the earth that you believe. It's all pseudoscience.
So, again, what... There is no difference between a horse and a donkey. They're the same animal.
There's differences between me and my parents, and of course I'm the same kind. Yes, there's many differences between me and all of my lineage.
But I'm not talking. I'm not talking about you and your parents. I'm talking about a horse and a donkey. They're the same kind of animal.
Obviously, evolutionists admit it. They admit the donkey came from the horse, or vice versa. They admit it's the same kind. You're telling me a donkey didn't come from a horse? You're telling me a donkey came from something else?
I think he's gone full-blown idiot.
They came from a common ancestor. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's gone full idiot right now.
The common ancestor, not the actual horse, something else. Oh, wait, a good evolutionary save. That's a phenomenal religious statement.
I love how he throws in stuff like that. Years ago.
Oh, I can see it now. It wasn't a horse or a donkey, but it did come from it.
Okay, so you object to how we define things as species then. So you just throw that out the window.
Oh, I agree. I agree with the scientists that admit that donkeys are horse-like. That's why they can breed and create offspring.
They're horse-like, but that doesn't mean they're horses.
Then why are they able to breed? They are able to bring forth, Captain. That's amazing.
If they were horses, they'd still be called horses, not donkeys, or zebras, or any other different name.
Do you call your Chihuahua a wolf, or do you call it a Chihuahua?
It's a dog. It's the same. Dogs are wolves and chihuahuas. It is the same kind of animal.
So they're the same species. Full-blown idiot. I love it.
Unbelievable.
You're going to tell me a Chihuahua is not a dog now, everybody? That's what you believe?
So stupid.
This is so sad. You think a Chihuahua is not a dog? I'm so
no, what I'm going to say is a dog is not a wolf. And a wolf is not a dog.
Right, you believe that. Yes, you think wolves and dogs are not the same kind. I understand, Lenny.
I'm saying they're not the same animal.
Okay, so
yeah, I'm not the same animal my father was. Yeah.
In the same way, a jackal is not the same as a dog.
yeah, a hyena isn't the same as a dog. A hyena. All right, so pillbox. So let's look at the classifications here. Let's go back to I believe this was sophomore year biology. So the animals here between the horse and the donkey, they each are of the kingdom Animalia.
They can interbreed, Captain. They can interbreed. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. So phylum is Chordata. Class is Mammalia because they have nipples and hair. So I mean, so far we have a lot of. They have a lot of things in common.
Yeah, they do. I know. They're so in common, but they're not the same, right?
And let's see here. They're of the family Equinidae. So okay, they're horse-like.
Is it the same family? Or
no? So genus, yeah, they're the same family. So let's look at the genus. They're both equus. Okay. Oh, here's where it gets kind of weird. The subgenus and the species. That's where it gets kind of fuzzy. That's where they're no longer the same kind of animal.
Again, that's awesome, bro.
What?
You're admitting it comes from horses. Thank you.
That's not what I said.
So it didn't. So you're saying it didn't come from
horses? Like we're literally telling him. We are literally telling him, and he's still talking. What orifice do you breathe from?
Gibberish to yourself.
Do you breathe through your fucking asshole? Like, maybe you don't. Shut up.
Hold on, everybody. Hold on. I'm muting everybody. I'm muting everybody. I just got to say, Cliff Jumper, your expressions are amazing. That's all I got to say. Cliff Jumper, you're making like the most. You express how everyone feels right now.
It's the eyebrows. That's the bit that does it.
No,
I borrowed them off a Thunderbird puppet. And
you did one of these, and it's just like, yes, you are expressing exactly how you feel. Pillbox, is he just pretending to make noise? Pillbox, I just muted you. I didn't turn your volume down.
Hang on. He's just now figured out I've turned down his volume.
Oh, well, turn it back up. Let him continue to make some noise.
Go on.
Go.
This is awesome, guys. I just love how we're finding the similarities between the animals after saying they're not the same.
So here, Pillbox. A legitimate question for Pillbox, and I'm going to ask this sincerely. If you are against, it seems as if you're against us classifying animals based on their similarities. Is that a true statement? Is that accurate?
I'm probably against everything you're saying. You think apes and humans are the same kind, but
he's answer the question.
Not the same kind.
Let's answer the question. Let's answer the question. Pillbox.
No, okay. If you want to go, then go. No one's gonna care.
Pillbox.
Okay, hold on. If you don't let me talk, you can just kick out of the airlock. It's fine. You have to let me talk.
It's not about talking, it's about answering questions.
Answering the question.
You guys do this stuff all the time.
Okay, Pillbox. Okay,
I'm taking a page out of your playbook. Listen, you guys are telling me. Listen. No.
Please just wait a moment.
Here, Lenny.
Answer the question.
Lenny, I'm just going to hold up my Nintendo DS that looks sort of like an iPhone, all right?
All right.
And I'm going to wink at you, all right? But anyways, so Pillbox.
All right, so let me see what I'm saying here. My point is this. Here's my whole point. I'll let you guys go and you can bulldoze me, whatever you want. Here's my point. You think apes and you think primates are the same kind as humans, but you don't think an animal that can interbreed is the same kind. That's what I find so amazing.
Yeah, no one said that, did they?
Yeah, no one really said that. So anyways, Pillbox, I'll go back to answering.
You made these statements before. You think humans are primates.
We are primates. Here.
Thank you. Horses and zebras are not the same, but they can interbreed. That's awesome. Thanks again, Captain.
Here, you know what? And my cool J.J. Abrams thing that
the greatest thing to me this entire.
Thank you. And my awesome J.J. Abrams style fashion that I have going on right now, I'm going to prove to you right now, Pillbox, that you are a primate, okay?
You baiting?
I'm flicking the bean. Which is
yes, that's right. That's good. That's amazing, Captain. Horses and donkeys can interbreed, but they're not the same kind. Humans and apes, I guess you wish.
So Pillbox, again, let me ask you this question again. Are you for or against classifying animals based on their similarities? Yes or no? Go ahead, Lenny. You can turn him up.
He's all the way up. He's up.
Hey, hi, Chris. Welcome back.
I'm not against any classification. The classification system admits they're the same kind of animal, so they're on my side.
So you're not against classification system, yet you're attacking the classification system that I have open in the chat that shows that horses and donkeys are different species.
Okay, yes, that's my point. Yes, Captain, let me now explain why I have a problem with that. You say they're different species, yet they can interbreed.
Okay, and that was explained up top with the chromosome thing that was read off by Chris.
Yes, it was explained. That was your presuppositional viewpoint. Apes
that's not a presupposition.
Captain, wait. Apes and humans can't breed. How are we primates? We can't breed.
Because we came from this common ancestor.
I'm going to prove right now here. I'm proving again that we're primates.
Horses and donkeys not the same kind. If they can breed, clip jumper.
All right, so Pillbox, you've gone from saying that a species is a kind, agreeing with me in the colloquial sense that a species is a kind, to no, they're not, to yes, they are, to no, they're not. And you said that just now that you had no problem with any sort of classification system, yet when I put it up there in the chat, and I'm showing you, okay, well, this is how these animals are classified as of right now, and you still haven't addressed that.
They can interbreed.
Okay, they can interbreed, but they can't produce fertile offspring. The same thing, you can interbreed a lion and a tiger. They're different species, and as explained up here with the chromosomes, they're called hybrids. It can happen sometimes. That doesn't mean everything that shares all those similarities can interbreed. Depends on the amount of chromosome.
Captain? Can you hear me?
Let me finish what I'm saying.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's saying apes and humans are the same, and they can't interbreed.
Let him finish what he's saying.
So let me finish. So again, Pillbox, it's been explained how these hybrid animals can reproduce. However, these hybrid animals are incapable of producing young. They are infertile because of the reasons explained with the chromosomes. Awesome.
I have a way of explaining this that I think is kind of being missed here. Like,
go for it.
Because and especially I don't know if you posted the the taxonomic difference between. Is this a zebra and a horse, bro?
No, the top one would be the donkey. The bottom would be the horse. Yes. Okay,
so they are the same up until they're the same genus. So there are for the people that. And I don't know if this is in the comment section, but for the people that are watching, right, it goes from kingdom to phylum to class to order to family to genus to subgenus to species to subspecies, right, in that order from the top in a hierarchical manner. Now, the donkey and the horse are the same on everything up until the third to the last categories, right? They are the same genus. It's just that the donkey has a subgenus of Asinus. They are different species and they are different subspecies, right? So just to give you an idea, out of all of those things, a donkey and a horse only differ on like the last couple categories. So
yeah, exactly.
Okay. So humans differ.
Yeah, humans and apes are completely different. We know that.
Well, here's the deal: the level at which humans differ from apes is at a higher level. So that means that the common ancestor by which other primates and humans differ occurred further back in time and higher up the taxonomic ladder, so to speak, so that the diversity that manifested from that point of common ancestry produced enough diversity such that we cannot interbreed, and you're absolutely correct. But we, according to this classification system, which is rendered pretty useful because of its ability to lay things out and demonstrate differences and similarities, horses are only different on like the last three categories. So they're more similar because they're lower on the ladder than primates and humans, which are similar higher up the ladder. So I just kind of wanted to make that clear in case you were missing the point that Awesome was making, because I think that's the reason why he put it in there, and he talked about it. But I think that kind of, I don't know. I hope that helps.
It does. Actually, I hope you can hear me right now. But okay, Captain, go ahead. If you don't want me to say
I just want to say one thing, and just know that whoever, going down the classification system here, where that split was and that genetic drift happened, that wasn't due to the second law of thermodynamics. Just saying. That genetic drift is in no way, in shape or form, affiliated with the second law of thermodynamics.
And how do we know that? How do we know that, Captain?
Well, because one's physics and one's biology.
Yeah.
So you're saying, wait a minute, wait. So the second law of thermodynamics does not affect biology.
Really great, though, if you could address what Chris said before you start going nuts.
Okay, so first of all, again, you guys are agreeing that the second law of thermodynamics.
Just want you to address what Chris said, not go nuts.
Right. Well, I'm going to address it in the order. I know that I'm going to go backwards on this because he just said that.
I'd really rather you went forwards.
Let's go
forward. You're not going to admit to anything. I don't have a problem with anything Chris said. He said a lot of good information, and I agree with him. And I agree with the classification system, because if you look at apes and humans, it's a totally different deal, and there is no classification like that. It's a lot different. We are so farther from apes, and my point is, you guys are saying we're the same as apes, and horses and donkeys can interbreed, and you're saying they're not the same. And I'm just trying to show you the hypocrisy of how ridiculous that is.
Christopher, would you like to come back on that?
Yeah. And then...
If not, it's okay, and we'll move on to why thermodynamics has to do with that biology.
Yeah.
You are muted, sir, if you don't know.
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to go get something. Hang on.
Okay. So I'm not a biologist, you know what I mean? And, people could probably come at me for being inarticulate in the way that I explained what I explained. But, there's nothing that we can say, guys, that is going to change MG's opinion about what motivates science from occurring. Now, MG, I'm not saying that in a condescending way to you at all. I understand that you think differently from me. Of course I disagree with it, you know what I mean? Especially being employed, in the scientific field. I see evolution as affecting everything that is studied in the labs at the center I'm at. And I also see everybody, contrary to what you say, as being honest brokers of the information that they put out into the intellectual commons through peer-reviewed journal articles. So I see this myself because I do it. I mean, I am my principal investigator's right-hand man. I help her with the protocols. I collect the data. I organize the data. I analyze the data. I write it up. She amends it. She punches it up, makes it sound better because she's better at it than I am. And she comes up with the ideas that I have to, make a reality. So, and there are some things that may or may not be sponsored by industry, and we have to fully divulge that. And we can't allow the fact that we have industry people giving us grant money from affecting our ability to be honest brokers, because that besmirches not only our lab, but the integrity of our center, and by extension, the integrity of the scientific community. Now, the one thing I do want to address is that within the scientific community, when people do spew nonsense, people may accept it for a certain period of time, but it is the scientific method itself that is self-correcting and roots these people out. Right?
Yeah, I remember a similar one with the Andrew Wakefield and MMR giving you kids autism, and it was proven to be completely wrong by using the scientific method.
Well said, Chris. I kind of agree with just about, I guess, most of what you're saying. I would say that I also agree that the scientists on the, lower branches that we're more commonly going to bump shoulders with are probably going to be far more honest than the Tier 1 scientists and Tier 2 scientists that have the actual, understanding of being at the top and seeing it from that level and knowing what the results are. It's a completely different, it's like a paradox that, in my opinion, since obviously we know we disagree, I would look at it as if kind of like a mass hysteria kind of thing more than a conspiracy. Sorry to say it that way. You know what I mean?
Chris Melty, I've got a question for you. From your knowledge in the field, how bitchy are other scientists with each other in order to outdo each other, get themselves on a higher level, that kind of thing?
Well, that's the funny thing, right? So what I particularly think is funny is that some people that are more anti-science and I'll say, you know, more pro-creation will sometimes bandy about the idea that evolution is in crisis. Scientists can't agree, right? That kind of weird alarmist language. And if you go to a conference where people have competing ways of nuancing and tweaking the mechanism of action for evolution, which is still being studied, you will see people screaming at each other at poster sessions, at presentations and things like that. Now, in general, especially in the field I'm in, people are quite cordial with each other. There are certain, you know, personalities that always have the tough questions at the end of each presentation, but in general, it's cordial to the point where at the conference I was just at, people were nice to each other. But as soon as we get back from conference, we have a powwow and talk about all the research that we saw in such a way that we criticize this for that, and oh, this was a good idea, and oh, did you see that they're replicating the kind of thing that we're doing, except they're not doing it this way, so the results might be different, right? There's much chatter amongst and competition amongst scientists because at these conferences there are also awards, and acquiring these awards, especially year after year consistently, is a badge of honor, and people are very competitive to get those. And the competitive level is so obnoxious that I know postdocs that have slept at the center for, you know, weeks at a time to collect the kind of data that they thought was tenacious enough to present and had robust effect. So the competition's obnoxious. I'm so glad I'm not a postdoc and just a lab manager, man.
And that kind of competition effectively feeds the idea that because they're in competition each other, they'll rubbish each other's claims if they don't think it's valid. That it's not a conspiracy and people are all together in one big band and they're all supporting each other. No, they'll pull the legs out and under the chair if they feel it's necessary.
Don't get me wrong. When I said people were cordial to each other, they were. Like between poster sessions, during lunch, sitting at the pool, At the poster sessions, you can see people get eviscerated. Like by like the young cocky postdoc that just doesn't see the value in what you're doing. So they'll just start asking, like, you know, the noob a bunch of really tough questions and just like walk away disgusted. You know what I mean? Or people just vehemently disagree about how something's done, and they will go at it. That's fun.
Interesting.
So hold on, going back. So I just want to make clear about the second law of thermodynamics here, Pillbox, as you've kind of flip-flopped on this before. Does it or does it not affect evolution?
It does not affect evolution, Captain, because evolution doesn't happen. It only affects things in real life, Captain. Awesome.
So, yeah. So it doesn't.
Again, I just want to say.
All right. Listen, I thank you guys again, even though most of you hate me.
The thing is that I don't have to listen to you. I'm going to call Poe all over you yet again. There's no way you're this stupid and this arrogant at the same time. Yeah. Best of luck to you. Hit the fucking road. Yeah. Dear God.
The thing about it is, from what I remember from the law of thermodynamics, isn't it based upon a closed system?